Donald Trump is now large and already in charge. I mean, what a change for a start in the American media, now that he's been elected president. Some of the hysteria is gone, oh, he's going to be a dictator. It's as if he's finally being accepted as legitimate, unlike in his first term. And maybe he's not that bad, Here's one sign, a CBS survey showing 59% of voters now like the way that he's preparing to take over when he's sworn in January. In fact, Trump's in reality taking over right now. Early today, he posted a warning on social media. He'd heard that another caravan of illegal immigrants, about 1,500, was going through Mexico to the US border. So he sent this ultimatum to Mexico and to Canada. He'll hit them both with a 25% tariff the day he's sworn in, a tariff on all their products coming to the US and its ridiculous open borders. This tariff, he said, will stay until drugs, particularly fentanyl, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country. You see, Mexico and Canada could stop them. Joining me is Sean Spicer, Donald Trump's first spokesman in the White House when Trump was first president. Sean Spicer, great to see you again. So it starts, the Donald Trump style.
Yeah. Well, look, I will tell you first and foremost, the afternoon of January 20th, 2025, I would not book anything else. It's going to be a very, very busy day for America. Donald Trump's going to come into office with a gusto, I think, on a whole range of issues. You mentioned the tariffs. We've got some immigration issues. There'll be some reversal of woke policies in the military and throughout the government, I would imagine. But this is going to be one day to remember in American history. And I think it sends a signal to the rest of the world. Obviously, he mentioned Mexico and Canada and China, that he means business this time. And for different reasons. Obviously, in this case, he's using these tariffs really not about manufacturing, but with respect to fentanyl and our immigration issues. So he means business. And, the thing that people forget, they get so hyperbolic every time he threatens something. But he's a great negotiator. And he did it time and time again during his first term, where he brings people to the table and unbeknownst to them, he's getting, 80, 90% of what he wants when it all comes down to it.
Well, it's just extraordinary, Sean. You're absolutely right. This is his negotiating style. Everything's on the table. It's entirely transactional. You don't know which way he'll go, but you better give him a deal. He also said today he'd hit China with that extra 10% tariff on top of the existing ones. What's his game there?
Well, look, I think China's economy has softened since he last left office, and they need the American market access for their economy to continue to move along. So he understands that, anything like that will threaten the Chinese economy. And so he's using it as a carrot to get them to the bargaining table when it comes to how they're dealing with fentanyl, manufacturing, market access on their end. But there's a lot that he's bringing them to the table. Think about this. Joe Biden had really no relationship with Xi Jinping. I mean, they laughed at Anthony Blinken the first time that they met with them in Alaska after Biden took office. And I think he wants to come out of the gate very, very strong and make sure that they know that there's a new sheriff in town, as we like to say.
Yes, that's going to be a bit of a blow for China, given how weak its economy right now is. So I suspect he's got their attention very much so. It's interesting to see, Sean, how much support he's got. It's fairly strong. I mean, Trump's always a polarizing figure. He got only less than 51% of the vote, the popular vote, but he's got pretty strong support in the polls now for how he's preparing to take over in January. That is a real change.
It is. I mean, you look at this CBS poll that came out within the last 24 hours showing 57% of Americans support mass deportation, support the removal of people in our country illegally. That's going to give pause to a lot of these woke corporations that thought that they, were on the right side of the issues. And it's not just the traditional Republican base. We're seeing the vast majority of Hispanics, young black men, young men, all sorts of demographics are seeing, because of Joe Biden's policies, the impact of illegal immigration in communities far and wide throughout this country. So I think Donald Trump's coming in with a very strong mandate to reenact the rule of law that our country is known for, to close the border, to fight for a legal system of immigration. And Andrew, that's the one thing that the media loves to get wrong, right? They love to talk about being anti-immigrant or clamping down. The bottom line is America is a nation of immigrants. We welcome people into this country. But you can't have as your first act coming to America breaking the law. We have a system, we have a process, and it needs to be followed. You don't get to just come here because you want to come here. We need to enact to make sure that the rule of law is strong throughout this country, especially for people who want to come into it as our guests.